is going on, everybody? Thank you for tuning in to another edition of On the Road to Victory. I'm your host, Jimmy Smith, and I hope you're all having yourselves a great Friday night. It's the weekend, finally, and I hope you're ready for some Fan Friday talk tonight. Going to be live talking with you a little bit later here, around 7:15, 7:30-ish, I'm guessing. So definitely hope to see you there live, but this is a little change up here. I was going to do a top 10, had it all mapped out, but only was able to do a top 5. So we're going to go through the top 5 matchups. And look, we can talk about whatever is on your mind. So leave some comments down below. There's going to be a lot of matchups I don't mention here. I'd love to hear your thoughts. What are some exciting matchups you want to see? But let's jump right into this. We're going to take a look at their division and conference standings. We'll look at their team stats and ranks, both of these teams, and then we'll look at the top 5 matchups, even though it wants to say 10 up here. But let's jump right into this. We'll start with the Eagles, top of their division, 8-1. You see the Giants right behind them at 7-2, the Cowboys 6-3, and Commanders 5-5. So 8-7-6-5 wins. Let's go Birds. Look, top of the NFC. Top of the NFL. We are the best team still. We obviously beat the Vikings handily, and I'm just still not afraid of any of these teams. But look, everybody's hungry. And look how close it is. You see the 4 divisional leaders right now with the Eagles, Vikings, Seahawks, Bucks, but the Giants and Cowboys, even the Commanders are right there. We talked about, wouldn't that be crazy if all 4 teams could make it into the playoffs? That would be wild. But the Eagles just need to keep doing their thing 1 week at a time, keep building on that. Now, the Colts, they just got themselves another half game behind when the Titans won last night against the Packers. So Titans 7-3, and then you got the Colts 4-5-1, Jags 3-7, and the Texans 1-7-1. So we've already beat the Jaguars and Texans. Now we've got the Colts. We know Jonathan Taylor coming to town. We know what this team brings. It's going to be an exciting matchup, but they're looking for a win, man. They're sitting here at 10th in the AFC, trying to climb themselves into that wild card spot. Doubt they could, take it from Tennessee, but hey, anything can happen in the NFL. They're going to keep doing their thing and hope for the best outcome there. Now, let's take a look at how these teams have been able to put themselves in these positions so far with a look at both their stats and where that has them ranked. So, looking at the Eagles, we know they had their struggles last week, but still one of the best teams on offense and defense. You see, points on offense were 3rd. In total yards were 4th. The passing, running, all very good. Then you see giving up, 2.6 sacks per game. I just don't understand it. This is such a good offensive line. We need to run the ball more. I know that, but you just hate to see so many sacks given up, tied for 21st there, but not turning the ball over, still tied for 1st there. Love that. The fumbles last week definitely hurt us, but still doing pretty well in that department overall. Then on the defensive side of the ball, giving up those last minute points there definitely didn't help, but 7th in points still. I think we were like 4th or 5th, So look, you're moving back, but this is still a really great defense. 3rd in yards allowed, 2nd against the pass. Now, we struggle against the run, and we know missing Jordan Davis is huge. That sucks, but you add in Ndamukong Suh, Linval Joseph to try to shore up that run. And look, it's a bend, don't break defense. We are not giving up the big play. We're not letting people, throw bombs on us. Look at that. Only 177.7 yards given up per game. That's amazing. So keep that up, Eagles. Let's shut down Jonathan Taylor, make Matt Ryan try to win the game with his arm, and I think we can have a heyday. You see that we're tied for 3rd, 3.2 sacks per game, but that's a skewed number. A lot of those come in like 1 or 2 games. So let's keep after it. Really need to get after these guys. So I need to see some pressure here. But again, that's why we add interior and outside linemen the last couple weeks here with the trades and the signings we made. So let's get after the quarterback. Now, look at that, dude. We're number 1 in turnovers on defense as well. I love that, dude. Getting the fumbles, getting the interceptions. We're tied for 1st with interceptions per game. So keep it up, Eagles, being the best team in the NFL. Now, the Colts. They, on the other hand, their offense has struggled mightily. 30th in points, 24th in total yards, 14th in passing, 28th in the rushing. We talked about Jonathan Taylor missing time, so it's a skewed number, but with him back, we know they will be trying to pound that rock. But they are giving up the most sacks, tied at 3.6 per game. That is atrocious. Throwing an interception per game. So they got 1.8 turnovers per game, leaving them 29th in the league. This offense, bottom tier. The Eagles defense need to have, they need to come out here, and I know they're going to have certain struggles, but they need to come out and dominate. I think we should be able to with this offense. Now, their defense on the other side is actually really, really good. 11th in points allowed, 4th in total yards. And when you look at how bad their offense is, it's surprising to see that their defense has been able to hold numbers like that. So they got a lot of talent there, and we'll definitely talk about that in a second. But 7th against the pass, 10th against the run, and 15th in sacks, 2.5. You see that they're not getting many interceptions or fumble recoveries, so not a big turnover type of team. So their turnover differential is horrible. We need to go out here and make sure we are causing turnovers and not making any mistakes coughing the ball up this week, because those will kill you. So now let's get right into it. And again, if you missed the beginning of this is not a top 10. This will be a top 5, but I do have a couple of honorable mentions I want to talk about because, well, I just do. So Ndamukong Suh versus that Colts O-line. Will Ndamukong Suh play? Will Linval Joseph play? Those are the question marks. That's why this is an honorable mention. It sounds like Linval Joseph will play, and Ndamukong Suh is a bit more of a question mark. Now, he says he wants to. He's been studying that playbook. He's heading to Indianapolis. I think both of these guys will play. And again, they are both depth pieces, but Linval Joseph, he is a monster, the zero shade, one technique kind of guy. He's going to stuff that run. Now, with Ndamukong Suh, he can do that as well, but you can play him all over, and you can have him lining all the way up to the 5 technique if you want. So we talked about his versatility, how he can play D tackle, D end, especially in this multiple scheme defense of Jonathan Gannon's with a lot of odd fronts. Let's go. Excited to see those two in action, not only helping the run, but the pass and this defense overall. Now, another person who is coming to this roster, but not a new player to the roster. He's just been banged up. Tyree Jackson back in action. And it's unfortunate that Dallas Goedert is gone, but look, man, what perfect timing to get him back. And I don't know if he'll get thrown into the fire. Not sure how healthy exactly he is, but he's had 3 weeks to practice. He should be good to go. The question mark will be, will Stoll and Calcaterra get more reps? I think Stoll will be the number 1 for now, but this dude is really talented. We saw what he did last year. We talked about him in training camp. We talked about what he was able to do with those few starts, got that touchdown, and then he was hurt in that Cowboys game. So that really sucked last year at the end of the year. But I'm really hopeful for this kid's future, and I'm excited to see how much we actually use him. But by the time we start using him, I think this kid could take over tight end 1 until Dallas Goedert gets back. Again, he needs to work on his blocking, a lot of things. So Stoll will take over those duties. It's going to be musical chairs with the tight ends. Certain situations, Dallas Goedert could do it all, so it didn't matter. But you're going to see 12 personnel. You're going to maybe see some 13. These guys will all be used. Now, those were the honorable mentions. Again, top 5. So let's just jump right into it with number 5. A.J. Brown versus Stephon Gilmore. Oh, yeah. 2 heavyweights going at it. This is going to be an exciting one. And A.J. Brown, at the beginning of last week, we saw he rolled his ankle, something changed his cleats. Well, he dealt that ankle injury. He was limited in practice this week, but been good to go last couple of days. He's fine. He is no injury designation for the game. So I hope he has a bounce back game here, and I hope he smokes Stephon Gilmore, one of the best corners in the game still. This dude still got it, and I cannot wait to see those two duke it out. And that's not to say, I'm not looking forward to Devontae and all those other guys, but this matchup was this is a big one. And I had to cut this down. This next one, number 4, I did have it with certain players, but look, we're just going to talk about this as a whole. Eagles offensive line, has struggled giving up sacks. I can't stand it, but we can run that damn ball. So I know that they're a damn good run defense, a good defense overall, but you need to pound that rock and, protect Jalen Hurts in the long run. But this offensive line needs to step its game up. You've got guys like DeForest Buckner, Yannick Ngakoue here. I just think, and even Grover Stewart, I think he's very underrated because he's next to DeForest Buckner there, but you can move Buckner all over the line. This dude's very versatile, but Kwity Paye being out, that should be interesting, but we need to protect Jalen Hurts, not giving up sacks. So this is going to be a very big matchup for me. And I even in the interior, again, with Buckner and Stewart taking on Dickerson and, Jason Kelce, obviously one of the best centers in the game, and then Isaac Seumalo. So going to be interesting matchups all around. We talked about who is going to replace Kwity Paye. You had Adebanjo and Ayabenja. I don't know. But you've got some depth there. Go check that video out from earlier with the game status report. Kwity Paye will be out. So going to be intriguing to see. Now, flip-flop this, and we've got the Colts offensive line versus the Eagles D-line. Now, this was supposed to be the Eagles pass rush, and then I was going to separate it, talk about some other things. But again, this is the top 5, so I condensed it. The pass rush, though, a lot of question marks. And we added Robert Quinn, hasn't done much yet, getting acclimated to the system. Would love to see something this week, but we added those interior guys, going to allow Jonathan Gannon to run those schemes with ease, not have to have people playing out of position. We should find more success. But on the outside, you've got Raymond, you've got Smith, who is questionable for this game, their right tackle, Reddick, Sweat, Graham, whoever it needs to be. Robert Quinn, get after the damn quarterback. Let's go. And then the interior, Javon Hargrave, Fletcher Cox, they can get after the quarterback. So take out those guys in the middle. One of the best guards in the game, Quentin Nelson there. We've got Ryan Kelly at center. But the new additions, Ndamukong Suh and Linval Joseph, love to see what they're able to do. We talked about them in the honorable mention. But this D-line, with this team being tied, worst in the league, giving up sacks, dude. So, we need to get at least 3 sacks this Sunday. Please, for the love of God, get me some sacks here. I'd love to see 5, 6. Let's go. But at least 3. But when you're looking at, the new additions, it should really allow other people to stay fresh and to get that pressure. So pretty excited about it. And we'll see if their right tackle is available for this game. That would be a huge loss for them. Now up here, number 2, Jonathan Taylor versus the Eagles defense. Now, almost put this at number 1, but I'm going to be real with you. I think the Eagles get to dictate this game. Don't care about the Colts, but their best player is Jonathan Taylor, and they are going to try to hand this ball to him at as much as they possibly can. And I'll be real with you. Jonathan Taylor is a bad dude. He's a young man. He's still developing. He's only going to get better. So we need to bring our A game. TJ Edwards leading the middle there. Get all your guys on the same page. Jonathan Gannon, right schemes. If you need to load the box, if you got to play single eye safety, please do that. But Eagles defense, let's step it up. Let's shut this kid down. Make Matt Ryan win this game with his arm. That would be great to me. Now, the number 1 matchup for me, Jalen Hurts, baby. Always QB1 versus this Colts defense. You see old Rodney McLeod, familiar face there, but this is a very good defense. And last week we played a middle of the pack defense, and the offense just struggled to get things going. It wasn't Jalen Hurts. I just felt Steichen getting away from the run game, just the stupid mistakes from Quez, the face mask to Goddard making it. Just so many things that weren't Jalen Hurts' fault. I thought he did actually pretty great. That throw to AJI, maybe you don't want someone taking that throw when you're teaching them, but when you're a badass like Jalen Hurts, man, you can make those kind of throws. He hit him right in the hands, so I'm not going to complain about that, but he's got a tough task in front of him. And, what were they, like 15th in the league with sacks? So not getting much, but we are struggling here against this, the rush. So 21st, giving up way too many, I think 2.6 per game. Let's clean that up, protect Jalen Hurts, and allow him to do some work. He goes up against a really tough defense, and if he goes out here, throws up 250 yards, rushes for, 30 to get things done, has a couple of passing touchdowns, maybe a rushing, he's going to continue to build his MVP case because this is a really, really good defense, and I'm really looking forward to checking out. But ladies and gentlemen, that is it. That is all I have for you this evening, but I will be back later tonight around 7:15, 7:30, going live for a little Fan Friday Q&A. So I hope to see you then. And if you are watching this now and would like to leave a comment, please do so. I'd love to talk some birds with you. You don't have to wait till Fan Friday. But until then, I am Jimmy Smith, and this is On the Road to Victory. Appreciate each and every one of you. Thank you for hitting that like button, subscribing to the channel, everything you're doing to support me. I cannot thank you all enough. But yes, I will be back later tonight. So stay safe out there. And as always, go Birds!